Hi, Toby Hodges from Yachting World. Welcome aboard the brand new Hanse 460. Ghosting along off Barcelona, milking very light 3 to 5 knots of true wind speed at the moment. But you might notice something straight away about this new design, and if you don't, you might be able to pick it from the designer currently on the helm. So this is unlike pretty much all the Hanses in the last generation. This one is now designed not by Udo Volek, but by Olivier Racapeau and his Barry Racapeau firm. And it's got quite a few tricks up its sleeve, which we'll try to go through now to show you why the shipyard Hanse chose a French designer. So it does help the fact that we are actually moving along in such light airs. So you can see there is barely a breath here, but we have been matching the true wind speeds. And thanks also to this reaching lightweight Genoa, basically. This is 140% sail, which is an option on this boat, but it means as well as you can have the two furlers, two forestays set up with this forward one, giving you this increased sail area, which means that you can really easily maximize these light single figure wind speeds. And can you see how it's sheeted to a track on the tow rail itself? Back to the aft winches means you're not trying to set up a code 0 or an asymmetric sail. If you don't want to, you can just unleash this, which is what we're doing. So performance was a key to what the shipyard wanted, and also volume. Now if I do this, not only are you looking at a slightly reversed bow, but can you notice the forward chine that starts a good foot above the waterline there, and that keeps, below that, keeps a narrow waterline, so reduces wetted surface area. But how the volume increases as the freeboard goes up, and we'll have a look what happens down below because of that. You get an astonishing amount of volume, in line with the competitors in the new generation, but whilst keeping a more classical narrow wetted surface area. So it should prove seaworthy going upwind, and is currently proving pretty slippery as well, whilst giving you all of that volume in the accommodation itself. So we're up at the bows. You can see a little compact lid to get into the chain locker there, and a windlass to port. And then after that, look how the beam of the boat suddenly comes out a lot, and that gives you, on all options on this boat, this really valuable size sail locker. So you've got the asymmetric in there and half a dozen fenders, and it's nice and deep, and that really will be valuable because there's not a massive amount of cockpit stowage, so you will want to put all your sails and fenders in here. So this first boat has loads of options on it, and it shows, well, it's the flagship option upgrade, which gives you a lot of things like this composite decking. Self-tacking jib is a standard feature, but not the reaching Genoa. This has an in-mast furling mainsail, and as I say, you have the short tracks here for the reaching sail. Standard boat would come obviously with lazy jacks. There's all sorts of different spray hood options as well to have on this, and then you see the size of the cockpit itself you get. This one has optional telescopic tables, so they can lower down to fill in there. The standard version would be fixed split tables like this, and then all your sheets and running rigging are led to either a single or twin winches if you are going with downwind sails like this one has, and having the option to power this primary winch makes quite a lot of sense, because you've got everything in quite a compact area. As Olivier is now, the designer, is sailing along and demonstrating here, so you can it all works pretty well because you can furl your head sails away quite easily. You've got the German sheeting lead here as well, and it just helps allow for this massive great cockpit area for when you're not sailing. So again, there's all sorts of options around the aft deck itself as well, in terms of having a closed transom off, barbecue area, that sort of thing, or an open transom itself. Below my feet here are, on the port side, you've got quarter deck stowage, and on the starboard side, life raft locker. You can also have retractable davits, which would go in through here, or a compressor to blow up your dinghy. A nice feature here is these pedestal designs, and having your instrument repeaters on this angle outboard, so you could sit here with a hand on the helm. It's, you know, you've got really easy to trim the sheets, as long as the winches, as long as you're organised with your sheets, because otherwise there's a lot going on in quite a small area. But very easy, you know, it's always, Hanse has always been about shorthanding boats, so it's easy to do that, and as well as the performance, it's been, yeah, really nice to sail a responsive single rudder boat. Moving through the cockpit, this part here is also an option, gives you more stowage and completes this sort of C shape here, so when the table does lower, you have a full sort of daybed option there. And then you just note the long companionway with the bridle setup of the main sheet forward of that, so it's quite far forward on the boom, but then led each side on a German sheeting system. But the long companionway gives you an easy descent down into the interior, which has been designed by Olivia's wife Isabel, and again with the purpose of offering all sorts of options, which I'll try and talk you through now. So you come down the 6 steps and you're into classic single level Hanse interior, that sort of that feeling of loft space and just airy, light, voluminous, big focus on ventilation and capturing a lot of that natural light, but also getting it in so the hatches themselves will open different ways, so you're always trying to get fresh air through the boat without needing to rely on aircon, which is a smart idea really. Otherwise, let's just have a quick look at what that volume I was talking about in the bow gets you here. So this is the forward cabin, and look, this is a 45-foot yacht, and look how beamy that berth is, especially at the head end. It's amazing really. So those chines there, that you can imagine they're sort of flat to that, and then we'll cut right in there to keep the waterline narrow. But you have loads of headroom here. I'm guessing probably, I don't know, 7 foot at this entranceway, flooded in natural light, and plenty of stowage. This one, a single locker on that side and a single wardrobe on this side, but this area here, which is a seat on this boat, can all be a wardrobe as well. And there's more below the berth, I believe. Yeah, huge drawer below the berth. And a large ensuite heads, a separate shower compartment in there. So in terms of layout, this boat comes like this with 3 cabins and 3 heads, or you can have 4 and 4, I think, or 5 cabins and 3 heads. How do they do that? Well, the 4 one would split this into 2 cabins to more suit charter, and obviously each one would have its own heads compartment. The 5 would mean you would lose this navigation space here, and this would become a bunk cabin. There's also the option, if you did lose the chart table space, to extend the galley worktop, give yourself a longer galley as well. Or if you want a larger heads shower compartment like this one has, and you can have your own day heads access into one of those heads as well. Anyway, coming back, really smart design and lots of nice options, particularly with this flagship upgrade. sort of attention to styling. So you've got a bar area with your drinks holders in there. Sit back here and enjoy your single malt or whatever you're into. Very nice too. Galley itself, this island area is a smart solution that I believe has a pop-up TV screen that comes out through it, but this, you know, is essential really to give you that as you're moving forward through the boat, that extra grab rail here, and to perch against whilst working at this longitudinal style galley. So you've got the cold stowage in the fridges there and there. You lift into it. There's some nice deep fridge in that. And otherwise, yeah, moderate amount of stowage. And raised lockers as well, running through the galley and on the saloon side as well. Chart table itself, electronics hidden up in these raised lockers. So you've got your instrument panel and your switchboard up there. And viewing whole port window there. Stowage is maximised in the chart table area itself underneath. And nice to see a bit of paper chart stowage space as well. Also get these little slide out stowage solutions. Spice rack, I don't even have a spice rack like that at home. Like one though. All sorts of stowage solutions there. Slide out drawer. Conventional engine access under the companionway steps. With your side panels from each aft cabin as well. And then the aft cabins can be symmetrical or like this, where you have a larger heads area. I mean, this one's very generous. Again, you see the beam carried right aft there, the amount of space you get under the cockpit itself. But this one has a large ensuite. Separate shower compartment. Again, lots of stowage. And there's your side engine access panels as well. Another deep drawer below the berth itself, and a large single wardrobe outboard. The starboard cabin still a generous berth size, smaller wardrobe and smaller heads area. So this new Hanse 460 starts at €270,900. But if you're tempted, I forgot to mention something. Over 150 of these have already sold. That's before anyone's even seen it. We're one of the first to get aboard here. So lead time is already into late 2023, which is pretty much unheard of for, you know, a production yacht builder of this size to generate such a long lead time before anyone's seen the boat. So obviously the pricing is going to have to go up as well accordingly. I think it's gone up to $290 base price already, or will be, you know, to compensate for that lead time. Anyway, impressive boat. I hope you like the tour, and yeah, good to see from Hanse. Nice to see a new model out from them, and we'll see you again soon.